Welcome to the Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Insightful and witty commentary, probing interviews, and detours from the beaten path.
Hey there, welcome to a Danny Clinkscale mini-pod. We'll do these from time to time, just kicking off some story that pops up in my head in a day off from our regular rotation of podcasts. And the reason for today's thought was that the Royals won again last night. And it may not seem really particularly significant because training camp for the Chiefs has begun, and certainly there's warranted excitement there. But here, as we head close to August and the team is returning home, Kansas City Royals fans actually have a reason for optimism. And when this season has gone as badly as it has, you got to embrace those little bits of sunshine that come along, and we'll do that coming up next. We're here with Joe Spiker, the president of Easton Roofing. And Joe, you worked for other companies in the construction industry. What inspired you to start your own company in Easton Roofing?
Well, you know, Danny, when you are working for somebody else, you oftentimes don't get to see the project through from beginning to end, and you don't get the final control over the customer experience. And I wanted to build a place where people can come and get work done on their house and not have to worry about being treated the wrong way and get a good customer service experience start to finish.
The company slogan is "Where Integrity Matters." Why is that so particularly important to you?
Well, for us, what that means is treating each other with respect at work, treating our clients with respect, and making the right choice, especially when no one's looking. So when you're presented all the time as a contractor with choices that have to be made, are you going to make more money on this if you cut a corner? And we just wanted to make a place and a slogan that said to our people and to whoever is our customer, we're not going to do that. We're going to make the right choice regardless of profit.
Easton Roofing, where integrity matters.
For many people, a family law case will be one of the most difficult experiences in their life. The law firm of Kenneth McRae will help you through it. Personal and effective help from Ken in concert with you will develop a unique strategy for your unique case. As Ken always says, divorce can be civil law, not civil war. Licensed in Kansas? Visit McRaeLawOffice.com or call 913-972-4765.
Sumner One is the company to make your office maximize efficiency. Their family of companies make up one of the largest independent dealers of office technology in the Midwest. They are proud to bring the best service and technology to top companies across the region. Sumner One can help your organization run more smoothly than ever. Sumner One printers, copiers, MFPs, managed print services, document management, infrastructure design, IT services, disaster recovery, and business continuity. Welcome to the one place where everything works. For more information, call Carl Little at 913-752-2256. Welcome back. Chiefs training camp has begun, and there certainly is an incredible sense of excitement, and it is absolutely warranted. The Chiefs are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. They are gathering in St. Joseph. The weather has turned back to beautiful. I don't know. Was it ever beautiful so far this summer? From the sweltering heat, so the fans get to gather up there and not kill themselves out in triple-digit heat indices. But so there's all good things up in St. Joseph. It's warranted that there's great excitement. The stories are about Travis Kelce's ankle, as he's reported early to get to teach the younger guys, veterans didn't have to be in until Friday, how we do things around here. And, of course, everything that surrounds Patrick Mahomes is always news as well. So Kansas City sports fans certainly have their focus on preseason practice football right now, not real live Major League Baseball games. But there will be real live Major League Baseball games played in Kansas City over the next week or so, heading them all the way into August. And it comes at a time when the Kansas City Royals have actually finally put together a good patch of baseball. They limped into the All-Star break, still 31 games under 500. The stories were about just seeking little scraps of good news that you could get, be it Hunter Dozier or the recall of Bubba Starling, or little just bits to hang on to and cheer on Whit Merrifield as he has another great season, and perhaps muse about whether the Royals are going to make some moves as we near the trade deadline. But what inspired this little podcast for today was really Brad Keller's night in Georgia. You don't often get stories that are built up and have a real feel-good nature to them that actually come off, and it certainly did on this night in Atlanta for Brad Keller. native of Flowery Branch, Georgia. How nice that sounds. 50 miles outside of Atlanta. He grew up a Braves fan. He grew up going to Turner Field, not Sun Life Park where they play now, but still a big portion of the town of 3,000 showed up at his game last night as he made the start. The Royals had actually adjusted their rotation after the All-Star break so that he would start in Atlanta. And it came out to be basically a true Cinderella story, the type of sports story that you could throw in a movie and it would seem a little bit sappy. Now, of course, you're not going to make a sports movie about the Kansas City Royals this year, and Brad Keller would probably have to have a Hall of Fame career eventually to make this night part of a showpiece of the Brad Keller story. But anyway, you can't really do much better than to go to your hometown, shut out a playoff contending team, one of the best in the National League, and do it in fine style and get a base hit and an RBI in a game that your team only wins 2-0. It just doesn't get that much better than that, and Brad Keller has become one of the real good stories again for the Kansas City Royals. He not only had this magnificent night that he'll always remember, but he's having a heck of a month too, and his season is turning into the kind of thing that the Royals need because they need a rotation anchor. It's difficult to go out and pay for those type of people these days. Developing one from within is the best remedy to that. And is Brad Keller in that category yet? No. It probably faded away a little bit in people's minds with a couple of months of lackluster pitching. But this month, a 1.33 earned run average. His ERA for the season is down to 3.95. And, of course, that's something that's absolutely necessary. And with Jacob Junis coming around for this last couple of starts, on the pitching side, things are looking a little optimistic. Of course, Junis picks a horrendous time. That's just a joke. To go on maternity leave or paternity leave, as his wife just had a son, Jet. You can decide whether you like that one or not. But anyway, it was Keller's night in Atlanta. It's the kind of night that puts a smile on your face. This is what sports stories are all about. We get enough of the Tyreek Hill stories. And, of course, that will be a big story as we head to the weekend because you would imagine that the Chiefs are going to run him out in front of the media and get that thing out of the way. But this is really why we like sports. Nights like this one in Atlanta. Maybe if not that many fans of the Royals were paying attention, TV ratings still are good, so probably a lot of people, even if they hadn't been watching the Royals recently, may have tuned in because they knew that Brad Keller was going to head to the mound in his hometown, and it came off just perfectly. Kudos to Brad Keller for a great night he'll always remember. But this has coincided as well for a time where the Royals have actually got some traction. Now, they should have done this a long, long time ago and had us not in a situation where the season was completely and utterly irrelevant right now, but they've done it. 9 out of 12 since the All-Star break. We'll look a little bit at that coming up next.
More of Danny's Reasonably Irreverent podcast after this.
Before you spend your time and money going after an MBA, ask yourself why. Is it so you can tell people you got your MBA? So you can add a line to your CV? So you can call it a CV instead of a resume? Truth is, any MBA will do that. On the other hand, if your goal is to learn how to successfully manage and grow a business with real-world insights from experienced professionals, well, consider getting your MBA from Park University. Our low student-to-teacher ratio gives you personalized attention, and our face-to-face and online classes offered in 8-week terms are designed with working professionals like you in mind. No wonder the Kansas City Business Journal ranks Park University as the top MBA program in the area. Classes begin June 10th at all 4 KC area locations: Parkville, Downtown, Independence, and Lenexa. Visit park.edu to get started.
Looking for a truly unique escape from your normal entertainment or corporate team-building regimen? Stay tuned for an exclusive offer only for Reasonably Irreverent listeners. I'm excited to tell you about an extraordinary destination, the Exit Room, located in the heart of beautiful downtown Lee Summit. The Exit Room is a distinctive entertainment option that offers a cool alternative to the normal couples night out, family get-togethers, and corporate team-building events. The Exit Room is a one-of-a-kind boutique escape room catering to special occasions and corporate team-building events and is unmatched in the Kansas City metro. With 5 individually designed and varied escape room adventures, your party or employees can unplug from their electronic world, interact with one another, match wits, and ultimately escape the humdrum of the ordinary. The Exit Room adventures cross decades and centuries and create fascinating fun. I know the owners well. They are local folks, their staff is warm and friendly, their lobby is inviting and beautiful, and their adventures are award-winning. Check online. There are over 1,000 reviews, and note that they are a rare 5-star ranked business. Visit their website and Facebook page, and any of my listeners who books online at theexitroomkc.com using the promo code ClinkScale19 gets 10% off any ticket purchase. The Exit Room in Lee Summit. Unplug, interact, and escape. Get a refreshing change of your expectations of a sports bar and restaurant at the 23rd Street Brewery in Lawrence. Matt Llewellyn's welcoming spot at Clinton Parkway and Cassold covers all the bases, like their own handcrafted beers and all the televisions you need for great sports viewing, but it's the large, varied, and delicious menu that stands apart. From a favorite of mine like the awesome ahi tuna appetizer to great sandwiches, outstanding pizza, and truly fantastic entrees, the 23rd Street Brewery has it all. Matt and his friendly staff make it that much more enjoyable. Food until 10, fun until late. The 23rd Street Brewery is a can't-miss stop when you are in Lawrence. I was duped, and I recommend you be next. For better or worse, the ultra-realistic impression of me sits now in my wife's office to spook her on a daily basis. So what is Doob? D-O-O-B. It's the keepsake of a lifetime, a 3D-generated, incredibly lifelike figurine. 66 cameras take an image at exactly the same moment in any pose, and state-of-the-art 3D technology transforms that into exact replicas of you, anyone you know or love, a pet, whomever is close to your heart. Create lifetime memories with a Doob. Visit their Facebook page at Doob 3D Kansas City, or better yet, see their incredible creations. Visit their location down on the plaza in the heart of it at 231 West 47th Street in KC Mo. Doob, be next. As all eyes, generally among the sports populace of Kansas City, gaze northward to St. Joseph, Missouri, the Royals will be in town for a homestand. They'll play 4 games against the Cleveland Indians. Heading into the start of the last road trip, this narrative might have not seemed like a good one at all. 5-game road trip against 2 teams that are in playoff position right now in Cleveland and Atlanta. The Royals, one of baseball's worst road teams, and that still is the case even after their recent decent surge and even after what turns out to be a winning road trip. The Royals are still 17-35 on the season, and the math we've been looking at for most of the season for the Royals is whether they get above the 1 win in every 3 tries barrier, which they hadn't done at the All-Star break. They were 30-61. Heck, with the Royals having now won 9 out of 12 since the All-Star game, they actually are 1 win away. If they were to win on Thursday night, they would actually have a winning percentage that would not translate into a projection of 100 losses. They're just barely under that now, or over that, whatever you want to talk about as far as that projection. And this 9-3 stretch for the Royals has been legitimate. They've been winning games with good starting pitching. Bullpen's been okay. Ian Kennedy has 8 saves, which can be a great thing, but only will be a great thing if the Royals were to parlay that into trading him as a good reliever piece to a contender. To do so, they probably have to do something that they have really never done as far as a trade is concerned, which is to eat significant money. And they've done that in the past for Omar Vizquel to cut him, but that was actually less money. It was still significant. I think it was around $10 million. But as far as a trade is concerned, if they're going to get the kind of return you would want for Ian Kennedy, they'd have to do that. So he has 8 saves this month. A couple have been bumpy, like Wednesday night's save, but still, he has generally been effective in that closer role and certainly would fit in as a setup piece or a 7th-inning guy for some kind of contender. You could see the Royals getting a half-decent return for that. The Royals have had a legitimate run of decent play in the 9-3. They're 12th in baseball in hitting since the All-Star break. They're 9th in baseball in pitching since the All-Star break. And when you were a team that was borderline battling the Orioles at one point in time for the number 1 draft choice, that certainly has a little bit of significance. After literally weeks and weeks of reports saying that there was absolutely no chance that Whit Merrifield would be traded. Now there's been a lot of scuttlebutt around that perhaps that is the case. The Chicago Cubs apparently with a lot of interest. I still don't think Whit Merrifield's going anywhere. I still literally don't think the Royals will probably make a significant move before the trade deadline at the end of the month. But we'll have to wait and see. They certainly have viable pieces to do so. But I always think about the fans in these cases. You've heard me talk about this probably way too many times, but fans plan their summers and their seasons, and most of the tickets